Next step in the crop production is harvesting. So after when the crop is getting ready, when it is ripened, we have to harvest it. Okay, so that is done by different process. So harvesting of a crop is very important task. We have to do it carefully. Okay, the cutting of the crop after it is mature or it is becoming ripened, we will cut the crops, maybe manually or maybe using some machine. That is known as the harvesting. So the definition of harvesting is that cutting of crop after its maturation. Okay, is known as harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. Maybe you have seen the rice field and all. So they will, at the time of harvesting, it will cut nearby the root and it will take it out. It usually take 3 to 4 months for a real crop to mature, rice, wheat and all. After when the plants start to grow till the maturation time, it will take 3 to 4 months. Okay, so the harvesting of a crop is very important. So our harvesting in our country is either done using a instrument that is known as a sickle. Maybe you have seen like a half circle one instrument that is known as the sickle. So nowadays it is doing by machine. So the person who is doing this harvesting is known as the harvester. Okay, the person who is doing this harvesting is known as the harvester. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need, we have to separate it from the main plant, that is known as the chaff. Okay, the seed, like suppose the mango and all, we can take it one by one from the mango tree, right? But the wheat, rice, can we take one grain from that? No, we cannot take it. So some process are there after cutting the plant. Some process are there following by that is threshing and winnowing. This all threshing, winnowing, we already studied in last class, right? Threshing means the separation of the grains from the plant, that is known as the threshing. Before, traditionally and all, people take this bulk of bundles of this plant and it will hit in a hard surface, maybe wood or rock, and so that these grains will separate from the crops. Okay, so but nowadays the machines are available to separate the grains from the plant. Okay, after that we will do winnowing. So before, traditionally, where the person who is doing this work will stand against the wind and the wind will blow the husk, that means the covering of the grain will be separated from the seed. Okay, like that we will do. But nowadays we are using the machine. So one machine is there which contain both threshing and winnowing, that is known as the combine, which is a fact, it is both harvester and thresher. Okay, so the farmers with small holdings of land use winnowing like this process. Okay, if more land is there, they cannot do like that. So they use the machine for winnowing. So the after harvesting, two steps are there. One is threshing and one is winnowing. So the next step of crop production is storage. So after harvesting and all, we have done this much work. If we didn't store it properly, this will be eaten by rat or other small organisms. Maybe it will get some microorganisms like fungi. Okay, so the proper storage, that is very important. So the storage is very important for the farmers. If the crop grains are kept for longer time, they should be safe from moisture. Moisture means water content, insects, rat and microorganism. The fresh crop has more moisture. So if freshly harvested grains are stored without drying, they may get spoiled. or attacked by organism. Okay, so hence before storing that we should dry it properly in the sun. Okay, to reduce the moisture. Moisture means water content in them. So this will prevent the attack by the insect pest, small insect pest, bacteria and fungi. Farmers store the grains in a huge bag or metallic bins. The large scale storage of grains is done in granaries to protect them from the pests like rat and insects. Now you can see the picture of a large scale storage of grains, that is known as the silos. Okay, so for the protection of grains from the rat insects, we will store the grains inside this. Okay, this is known as the silos. So dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home. So many other techniques are there. Usually your mothers knows better what all things you will do at home to store the what all things are there at home. We will store it properly, right? So that one technique is that use neem leaves for storing large quantities of grains in big godowns. Specific chemical treatments are required to protect them from the pest and microorganism. So these are the steps for the crop production. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Now we will see a small topic, that is food from animals. Like plants, animals also provide us with different kinds of food like fish, then meat, eggs, milk, like that. So many things we are taking from animals. So many people living in coastal areas or other areas also will consume fish as the major part of their diet. So as we are cultivating crops like that, some people will rear means taking care of the animals, and they will rear large scale of cow, goat, like that, different types of animals. That is known as the animal husbandry. Okay, so the animals reared at home or in farms which which we will give proper food, shelter and care. Okay, food, shelter and care. So this is done in a large scale. It is known as the animal husbandry.